Greetings, everyone. This is Dee from Purple Sage Healthy Living. I hope this video finds you well in mind, body, and spirit. Today, I want to talk about deception in presentation. I know that sounds a little strange, but we always talk about what to eat and, talk about your food and this and that. But over the years, the presentation and what the food is served on has changed quite drastically. Now, again, when I was growing up, we didn't have these huge, well, let me back up. Okay, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a comparison of some things from the 1970s and now. And at first it didn't dawn on me. I've heard people talk about it before, but I never really paid any attention. And in looking at some old photos from back in the day, I noticed there were hardly any obese people. Very few that I saw in these pictures, okay? And in thinking back on family members and my friends, there were a few who were overweight, but not many. And I think part of that is attributed to being able to get outside and run around and, working and doing such. But that's a whole nother video. Let me stop. I want to start by showing you, because I have these stacked up. This is a set that belonged to my mother from back in the 70s. You see this beautiful design? Ooh, I don't want to drop it. I'm going to show you something piece by piece. If you were going to a restaurant, this is the kind of cup that you would be drinking out of if you were getting coffee or tea. Okay? Back in the 70s, this is what you would have. That's not much difference. The only difference is it's wider, the opening. Okay, compare that. This is actually Corningware, and this is supposed to be what you're drinking your coffee out of. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to show you something else. At first, it didn't seem like a whole lot. This is the Corning set. This is my mom's dish. If I put her dish inside of the Corning dish, and can you see how much it looks like just a little bit, but going all the way around, that's a lot. So it has come up quite a bit. And this is just a saucer that goes up under the cup. Okay? Now you got this, and I guess you would have to have something a little bit bigger maybe. This is the one for this. Okay? Now this is what's called kind of a luncheon plate. Like what you would have, if you were having a quick lunch. Man, can you see the difference? It seems like that's not a lot, but when you start adding up the diameter, of these plates, it does make a big difference. But now this is the main thing. Let me set this up here. I don't want to break my stuff. Check this out. This is a plate. This is a dinner plate. Beautiful. This is a dinner plate. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the inside of the plate. Not just where the decoration stops, but there's a ring that goes, I can't see it. There's a ring that goes all the way around, right? Okay, with this one, there's no decoration, but there's an indentation, just a slight indentation. You can see it on the back maybe. But there's a slight indentation here. Why am I showing you this? Is because where the indentation is, that's where the food is supposed to stop. When you're fixing your plate, the food is supposed to stop inside of that white ring. And I think that may be, I know it was for decoration, but it also helped when you were eating or when you were preparing your plate. You would have a place to stop. When they started supersizing, when you're putting stuff on here, you're not really thinking about what you're doing. You just, and until it gets to this edge, you're not really thinking about it. I just want to give you something to think about. Also, let me show you this. This is a teaspoon from the 70s. This is a teaspoon from the 2000s. I can't remember. I'm thinking I may have gotten this maybe in 2003, between 2003 and 5. Okay. See how much bigger that is? I can show you even better. If you put the smaller one into the larger one, you see how much more you have? That little things like that make a difference. Okay, same thing with the fork. Look at the difference. This is the older one. This is the newer one. Also, the glasses. I've shown you this. This is the one that I take my, the set that I take my cayenne pepper in. This is an 8-ounce glass, okay? And it really, compared to what we drink out of now, it really doesn't look like 8 ounces, but it is. I measured it. So then, this was normally called a juice glass, okay? But your regular glasses weren't much bigger than this. Okay, later on, we have this. And I know some people that will drink juice out of this. This is a 16-ounce glass. This is a 16-ounce insulated cup. This is also 16 ounces. Now the trend pretty much is to use this one for cold coffee. When you're drinking your coffees for cold drinks. This is a 20-ounce insulated. It's stainless steel. Okay, this is 20, 24. Okay, they Even made it convenient so you can put it in your cup holder. But you see, it's not only getting it's taller a little bit, but it's getting wider. Okay, this is a 40-ounce cup. 24, 40. Okay, so why am I showing you this? What I'm saying is, when you are putting something, say, in your glass, if it's water, okay. If it's water, okay. If it's water, wonderful. But how many of us use these for sweetened drinks? Juice, coffee, latte, soda, or pop, whichever you call it. Unless there are a lot of other things that are sugary drinks, is what I'm saying, that people normally put in here, especially in the summertime, because they have this nice little opening where you can put your straw in there, and before you know it, you drink all of this and you filling it back up again. So again, if you're just doing water or some herbal drink or something that has no sugar, that's good. But if not, you're creating a problem for yourself. Because again, as I've told you before, sugar causes, or does cause inflammation in the joints. Sugar also makes us rounder. I'll just say that. So what I'm saying is, just be mindful of what you're using to eat and drink out of, because they have done these things. They make them so decorative and this and that, so it makes it you're not really paying attention to how much you're actually, unless you're tracking what you're drinking. That's a whole different. But I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about when you just pour and drink, when you just eat and drink. If you have a plate that does not have a border like this, and I don't mean if people call themselves being on a diet or changing. No. I'm not talking about that. This part right here is more than enough. The thing is, we've been taught to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on where you live. It may be breakfast, dinner, supper. However you want to call it, it does not matter. And then all the snacks and stuff that goes in, between. That's a lot of eating. And we've been taught that's the way it's supposed to be done. But it is not. And we're only supposed to eat when we're hungry. If you'll notice, a baby or a small child, if you offer them something and they're not hungry, they'll refuse it. They'll say no, or push it away. They don't want it because they come here pure. They know they haven't been subjected to all the stuff. So take a tip from them. Also, when you're eating, a lot of times, you eat, or while you're eating, or you're almost done, and you kind of burp a little bit, okay, and then you start back to try to eat the rest. Really, when you have that burp, that's your cue from your body. That's enough. But a lot of times we're either sitting and watching TV or talking to someone or whatever, and we're not really paying attention to how much or how fast that we're eating. Man, back in the day, they used to tell you to take a spoonful or a forkful, put it in your mouth, put your spoon down, and chew it all the way up until it's liquefied. Well, apparently that worked for some. Now, to me, that was a little bit much. But in hindsight, if you think about what you're putting in your mouth, or not, we're not talking about but how much. So I'm just giving you a little something to think about today. Let me know what you think. Those of you who are old enough to know the difference between the sets and how much they've changed, leave something down in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay? All right. I'm done with this video. I hope you've learned something from it and maybe, kind of pay attention to how much that you put on your plate. Just look at it. Even though this one is just white, I know a lot of people have the decorative ones, but it seems like the decorations have gotten, the decoration band has gotten it's smaller, it's thinner. So that leaves more open space for the food. Okay, I'm done. Wherever you are, I hope you're blessed in mind, body, and spirit. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.